Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance review. Today I'm going to look at a Ralph Lauren fragrance, and this one is called Polo Red Intense. And if you open up the card, basically this is what you're going to get, just a picture of the bottle, and it says Oriental Spicy. Now, if you follow my channel, you know that I did review the original Polo Red, and I also reviewed Polo Red Extreme, so I have a pretty good idea of what this red line is all about. But if you go to Fragrantica, the fragrance is classified as a woody spicy scent, and it came out in 2015. Top notes are blood grapefruit, cranberry, lemon, and saffron. The middle notes are ginger, coffee, sage, and lavender. And then the base we have amber, red cedar, and leather. So I actually put a little bit of intense red on my left arm, and I still have some of the extreme Polo Red. I put some of that on my right arm, and I'm smelling these side by side. Very similar scents. So I would say that if you already own the one, if you get the other one, it's probably going to come across as a little bit redundant. I don't think you really need to own both of these fragrances because they are very similar. Now with the version I'm wearing today, Polo Red Intense, it is a bit sweeter and fruitier. Some people say it has like a Kool-Aid nuance, or I think I saw one reviewer said Skittles. I think I kind of agree with the Skittles analogy. It doesn't smell like straight up candy, but imagine you took a bag of Skittles, opened it up, and poured it inside of a cup of mocha, and then you like drained the coffee off, and then you took those Skittles and just laid them down on a paper towel or something. That's kind of what you're going to get, that smell. You're going to get the coffee, you're going to get the chocolate, and the fruity Skittle type smell. When I saw cranberry mentioned as a note, I thought that was pretty cool, because you don't see a lot of men's fragrances with a cranberry note. But here, it just kind of smells like a fruity candy smell, and it doesn't really grab my attention. I mean, there are a lot of coffee scents out there. I think this one does smell a bit more like Rojas Man than the extreme version. Extreme version, especially as it dries down, it kind of smells like Rojas Man, but also kind of reminded me a little bit of Angel Men. So if you like the bitter, earthy vibe of Angel Men, you might prefer Extreme. If you're more of just the straight up chocolate candy type smell, you might prefer the intense version. So it's okay. It just didn't really excite me too much, probably mostly because it just smells so similar to the extreme version, which I just recently released. So we're getting into some redundancy here with the Polo flankers here. Actually, Polo Red Intense is a flanker of a flanker. So when you over flankerize fragrances, this can happen. You just basically get into situations where companies are just trying to make a fast dollar here, and that's kind of what I'm getting here, maybe a little bit, especially the fact that they had to make both an intense and an extreme version. I think probably one singular fragrance release as a flanker of Polo Red would have been sufficient here. So let's get into some final scores. The smell, 6.5 out of 10. It's a nice smell. Just getting a little bit tired of the whole thing after a while because it smells so much like other coffee scents or the extreme version. Projection longevity, I'm thinking this one might be a little bit softer in projection than the extreme version. With intense, it still seems to perform okay, but I think extreme just had a little bit more oomph to it for some reason. Uniqueness, I'm going to say 5 out of 10. Like I said, it does smell so much like the extreme version and other coffee scents like Rojas Man. Maybe even a touch, like other coffee scents out there. I think Play Intense, I think, was one that people compared it to as well. So, a lot of coffee type scents out there on the market, just sort of fighting for attention out there. Price point, Fragrance Net, 2.5 ounce is $45.49. So that's a pretty solid deal there for a fragrance of this quality. But overall, I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. I have no intention of buying this one because it just kind of has that same coffee vibe that a lot of other fragrances have. And I think with the fruity sweetness, it does seem to lean a little bit more favorable towards the younger crowd. But definitely
Check it out if you like coffee scents. You want to try something different. A little bit cranberry, see if that jumps out at you. Unfortunately, the cranberry didn't make much difference here to my nose. But see what you think. So yeah, just an okay release from the house of Ralph Lauren. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.